Hello again, everyone, and welcome into Tiger Talk. Gerard Wellbrock with you as we talk some Fort Hays State football with head coach Chris Brown. The program brought to you again today by Mocha's Coffee Bakery and Bistro at 27th and Indian Trail. And, of course, Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers, the taste that brings you back. A thriller Saturday night for homecoming in front of a jam-packed Lewis Field. Nearly 6,900 in attendance. And Fort Hays State knocks off Pittsburg State 21-17, coming back from a 17-0 deficit. Fort Hays State now 6-0 for the first time since 1983. They now shift gears and face an even more important game this Saturday afternoon as Washburn will come to town. So we'll talk about the Pitt State victory and preview Saturday's game with the Ichabods when we come back. The program again brought to you by Mocha's Coffee Bakery and Bistro and Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers. Head coach Chris Brown joins us right after the break here on Tiger Talk. Hello again, everyone, and welcome back into Tiger Talk. Gerard Wellbrock, joined by head coach Chris Brown. The program brought to you by Mocha's Coffee Bakery and Bistro, 27th and Indian Trail, and Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers. North Fine and Hays, the taste that brings you back. You heard some of the action from Saturday. Big run there by Kenneth Iheme to get the Tigers on the scoreboard. That started the comeback, and they knock off Pittsburg State in thrilling fashion, 21-17 to go to 6-0. And boy, what a night Saturday at Lewis Field. Just about 6,900 in attendance, and a thrilling win. Came down to the final play, and you guys found a way to hold on to win 21-17. That was fun. It
was fun. You know, I just want to thank the crowd. You know, first of all, I mean, that was a tremendous crowd, tremendous fan support. It was loud, it was exciting. Our kids fed off of it. I made me a little nervous at first, but I think we finally settled down. And you know, after that first quarter, you know, we started playing some football. But you know, I can't thank them enough for their support.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. You got off to the slow start. And even though it's a home crowd and they're behind the team, I mean, when you have an environment and just a build-up and anticipation for a game like that, I mean, were there, I don't know if nerves is the right thing, but sometimes you see the home team in a big crowd like that maybe struggle a little bit early, and the visitors kind of feed off of that and really play well.
Yeah, they did. You know, it's just, you know, we haven't had an environment like that since I've been here. And, you know, it's 7 years, and we haven't seen 7,000 people in the stands in that amount of time. But I think it did. You know, our kids were excited about it. They saw it and didn't know really how to react to it. And Pitt fed off of it, and you know, they hit us in the mouth early, and you know, we weren't quite ready for that either. But you know, we fought back and ended up winning it.
I guess what stands out too is your team never quit. We've seen that this year. I think you've been behind now in 3 of the last 4 games at halftime, but your team just keeps playing. Still didn't sense a lot of panic and kind of waited for the break. You got it with that fumble, and then Kenneth getting you on the board, and it seemed like from that point on, you guys played more like yourself.
Yeah, we did. It just took a little time. You know, had a few things happen, you know, offensively that we didn't want to happen, but you know, defensively, I thought we played pretty well. I mean, they got a very, very strong run game, and we kind of knew going into this game they were going to try to control the clock, shorten the game, and keep our offense off the field, and they did a good job of that in their first quarter. And you know, our kids responded. They always do. They always battle back. It takes them too long for me to get going. We need to figure out how to start strong and finish even stronger. And that just comes with time. I'm not used to being the team that's getting hunted and battling each week, you know, week in and week out with getting everybody's best. So we just got to figure out a way to keep getting better and play faster.
I guess in some ways it's a learning process, kind of all going through this together, and hopefully each week they learn from it. Another big game from Kenneth Iheme, 189 yards, 28 carries, a couple of touchdowns. He's had a good season, but that was as good as he's ever looked on Saturday.
Yeah, he played tough. You know, he wanted the ball in his hands. He wanted to compete. He wanted to score touchdowns. He wanted to do everything possible to win that ball game. And you know, there was times I was going to try to get him out and get him a little bit of rest, but he did not want to come out. You know, he wanted to be on the field, help his team get a W, and that's exactly what he did. I'm so proud of that kid.
Yeah, big touchdown run. He had close to breaking a couple of big runs, but he scores a couple of touchdowns and one of the top touchdown running backs in the conference. Jacob Mazzara goes down with the ankle injury. It was not looking good at that point. You're down 2 scores. You have to go to the backup, Jacob Mazzara, and it's always kind of a definition of a good backup quarterback. Can he win a game sometime in the season when he's called upon? And boy, Jacoby did just that.
He did a great job. He really came in and filled in well for us. His very first pass was an interception. He threw kind of a short one to Bama. If he was just throwing it up, it probably would have been an easy 6 for Bama. But he came in, did a good job, and did what he needed to do to win that ball game. And we're down 17. That's a hard position to come into as a quarterback and try to win a ball game. But he got the job done.
You ran the ball a little bit. He's a little bit more mobile than Jacob. Did it change your offense at all? Were you able to do some things differently with him in their quarterback?
It changed a little bit with it, because he can run the ball. He's a big kid. He's a physical runner. He has pretty good speed, and it does change up your run game just a little bit more than when you have Jake in there. Jake can do a few things here and there, but not like Jacoby. He's probably a run first guy and throws second just because he can run the ball very well. And I'm just really proud of him the way he stepped up. But he made some nice throws too in that game, and he got us right back in it and helped us win it.
Any word on Jacob yet?
Just kind of looking at it. There was no swelling in it, so I think he's going to be okay, ready to go here on Saturday.
Well, certainly hope so. And maybe fitting that the defense was on the field for that final drive and got the stop to preserve the win after giving up the one scoring drive and then the field goal. They didn't give up any points from about the 10-minute mark of the second quarter against a pretty potent offense. That was a good job by that defense.
Yeah, it was a great job by him. People look at the score and see that we gave up 17 points, but 7 of those were on the offense with the pick 6, and to hold that offense to just 10 points is tremendous. And Roderick's a heck of a runner. They got some very good receivers, and they keep you off balance. They do some great play action as well, and I thought our defense played really, really well, and then kept a lot of points off the board, and kept getting the ball back to our offense. Even though it seemed like Pitt was out there for a long time, they did the things they needed to do to help us win that game.
Tigers get the win, 21-17 to move to 6-0. We'll take a quick break and talk more about the big win Saturday night. Tiger Talk brought to you by Mocha's Coffee Bakery and Bistro and Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers. And we're back right after this.
That was another legend on 99 KZ Country. And yes, before that we had a brand new artist. Your home for today's stars and the legends. We play real country. I'm Teresa Trapp. Weather, news, sports, it's all here. We're on Facebook, and there is a listen live link at hayespost.com. Dial us in on your radio at 99.5 FM. KHAZ, Real Country. 99 KZ Country.
Welcome back to Tiger Talk. More of the action from Saturday night. A big touchdown from Matt Wendelberger. We'll talk more about it, but he finally finds the end zone for Fort Hays State and got him back in the game right before halftime. Tiger Talk, again, brought to you by Mocha's Coffee Bakery and Bistro, 27th and Indian Trail. Hey, stop on by on your way to work in the morning. Get that nice hot piping hot cup of coffee. They got great breakfast items and really something for every meal at Mocha's Coffee and Bakery and Bistro on the corner of 27th and Indian Trail in Hays. Tigers beating Pittsburgh State Saturday, and it was one of those games in which it was kind of back and forth early a little bit. Neither team could establish themselves, and then Pitt got that long scoring drive and kind of made you play uphill most of the night.
Yeah, they did, but it's the way the game is, and some of the things that we did to ourselves as well. But they are a good football team.
Yeah.
When they came in here, they lost 2 games in a row. They're looking for that, looking for another win right away. And they came in here, battled, hit us in the mouth, but our guys found a way, and that's all we can ask of them.
John Roderick had over 100 yards rushing. He did that against you guys here 2 years ago, and I think you see the difference in Pitt State when he's healthy and when he's not. They're a different team. He looked healthy on Saturday, and that looked like Pitt State football. It's really kept you guessing in defensive. You had to play assignment sound.
Yeah, you did. You had to do exactly your job and do your assignment, and you had to be great tacklers. A lot of those tackles were one-on-one tackles, and with John running the ball like he did, he's a strong runner. He's slippery. He can make people miss, and he gets 100 yards on every team. With all the misdirection stuff that they're doing and the things that he does, he's just a tough kid to bring down. And I thought our guys did a good job of doing the things they needed to do to win.
And his size, 6'5", 225. He's a big target. There's a lot of times you were there maybe getting a sack and you got a hand on him, but you could not bring him down. He was able to extend that play.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that you have to completely wrap up, run your feet, get to his legs, twist him up, and bring him down. Because you hit him high, you're probably going to bounce off him just because he is so strong. And you get one leg, he's probably going to break that tackle too. So he's one of those guys you got to gang tackle and get guys there. And first guy you got to get there, and everybody else has got to come gang tackle him. But I'm proud of our defense and the way they stepped up. And without them, we wouldn't have won this game.
Well, they get the 47-yard field goal. They're up 17-0 early in the second quarter. Things not going well. Seemed like everything could go wrong, was going wrong. And then you finally caught that break. It just kind of felt like everybody just waiting for that break. Pitt State fumbles, you recover it near midfield, and then Kenneth Iheem on the very next play goes 47 yards, got you on the board, and it felt like got you back into the ball game.
Yeah, it did. That just kind of gave us some momentum, gave us some excitement. Something good happened. Our kids started feeling good about themselves again, and hey, we can get this done even though we're down 17. But that's a huge play, getting that fumble recovery and Iheem spurting through there and scoring on that drive. But if we don't have that, who knows what happens in this game? But our kids battled back, and that gave us some confidence, and we just moved forward from there.
17-7, they pin you deep at your own 1, and Kenneth almost went for 97. He was an arm tackle away from going the distance, gave you some breathing room, and then you had the big pass to Matt Wendelberger. Getting out from the shadow of your goalpost, that run by Kenneth Iheem, how much of that changed maybe what you were going to do when you're pinned at your own 1 to when you got it out near the 30-yard line on that last possession of the first half?
Our first thought right there was just try to run the clock, get some first downs, punt it away, if we need to, but hopefully just run the clock out and get to half. But it stopped us on first down. Second down, we get the good run, and then by Kenneth, and then at that point there, we need to take a shot and try to make some things happen. And it was something that we've seen on film, but it was out of a different formation, not using Matt, but we used Matt in that formation and ran the route with him. He did a great job running his route and selling the out route and getting vertical. And Jacoby did a good job of putting the ball on him, and it's probably the fastest I've ever seen Matt run. Usually you see guys tracking him down and getting him, but he was not going to have anybody catch him that day.
He's been so close to getting into the end zone on several occasions the last couple of years. It was good to see him finally get there, and I think he kind of even jokes about it, gets made fun of in film review because he always gets caught. That was fun to watch him beat everybody to the end zone and get you back on the board. That was huge, obviously, because now it's a 3-point game going to the locker room. You had to have an excited locker room, much different than what it looked like it might have been.
It was. They got their confidence back, knew we could get back in this ball game, but that was a huge play by Matt. And and that's just our guys. You just got to calm them down and not worry about it. I know we're a good football team. We just we got to quit hurting ourselves and making sure we take care of business and come out playing fast and relentless and just get after people. And I think we're still just trying to learn that, with a bunch of guys that aren't used to being in this situation that we're in right now. But I'm confident in these guys and their abilities, that they need to be the same way, and just believe we can get this done.
Tigers down by 3 at the half, 17-14. It was a thrilling second half, and we'll talk about it when we come back. Tiger Talk brought to you by Mocha's Coffee, Bakery, and Bistro and Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burger, and it continues right after this.
As you plan for your business in 2018, advertising should be an important part of your growth strategy. Digital marketing puts your business in front of the right customers online. Advertising with the Hays Post ensures your message will be viewed 1.5 million times a month, including 375,000 unique views a week. Are you ready to grow your business? Advertise with us today. It's affordable and it works. Call us today at 785-628-0467. Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Back on Tiger Talk, it is brought to you by Mocha's Coffee, Bakery, and Bistro, 27th and Indian Trail, and of course Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers on North Vine, where you can experience their delicious cook-to-order food, rich and creamy frozen custard churned fresh throughout the day. Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers, the taste that brings you back. Tigers down 3 at the half. They got the ball to start the third quarter. Neither team could do a lot early in there. And you finally drive into field goal range, and normally sure-footed Brandon Brown misses a 35-yarder and kind of missed an opportunity to tie that and maybe keep that momentum rolling early in that third quarter.
Yeah, well, we need to come out and definitely score in that situation. That was a 4th and short situation. I thought about going for it, but with him being the kicker that he is, I was for sure that he was going to make that. It was close, but don't leave it in the officials' hands. Put it right down the middle where there's no question, and then we tie that ball game up. But then they come down and drive and have a chance to take a bigger lead, but they missed their field goal as well. So both those are huge in that game. It could go one way or the other, but neither one scored, and we ended up scoring later.
Yeah, I thought that was big because they get down to your 9-yard line and same end of the field and kind of missed it the same way. And that was a huge break because their kicker had just hit a 47-yarder earlier in the game, a career long for him. They score there, go back up 6, kind of sees some momentum as it was. It's still a one-possession game.
Yeah, it is. And then when it comes down to the end of the game, that's a huge, because now it's just a one-point game. And, our defense did a great job. Got some pressure on them. Maybe the wind was swirling a little bit different on that end or something. I don't know what it was, but that was a huge play of our defense, getting that stop and getting the ball back to our offense.
Then a 6-play, 80-yard drive. Kenneth Aheen capped it off with a 2-yard run. He got hit, but the momentum carried him in. But you guys have big plays. Tyler Bacon had a big catch. Jacoby Williams had a big run that got you down near the goal line. He had a couple of big plays on that drive. A lot of people helping out, but that was a very efficient and nice drive to get you down near the goal line and then finally in to get your first lead of the game.
Yeah, that was a total effort from the whole offense themselves. Different guys making different plays, and Coach Bryant doing a good job. He, that play that it was 3rd and 10, Jacoby ran it in. That's something we did last spring, with him, and. We hadn't called it before, but it basically was a blocking scheme for the running back. It was just for the quarterback now, but getting the back out, getting those guys to flow, left that backside opened up for Jacoby, and did a good job of blocking, making the blocks, and he did a good job of getting the first down.
Yep, got it down to the 2. Then Kenneth took it in. Tigers had a 4-point lead, kind of back and forth there the rest of that fourth quarter. And as we said, kind of fitting the defense would be on the field. And give Pitt credit, they put together a big drive. They converted on some key third downs. Even had a fake punt in there, and then they kind of have that funky punt formation, left 2 back. And when it goes to Horak, something might be up, and he was able to find some seams. He had 3 or 4 chances to bring him down, just could not get a good grasp on it.
Yeah, we did. We had guys there, had a couple of D linemen there, a couple of linebackers, in that same spot to make the tackle, and they couldn't bring him down. And we stop them there. That's huge for us. But even before that, the series before, if we get one more first down, that they probably don't get on the field. But our defense did a good job stepping up, had some opportunities to get some sacks, on that drive. But of course, it's Roderick. He's going to make you miss, and he's strong, and you can't have just arm tackle him. You got to bring his whole body down. And but I'm proud of our guys. Those last 3 plays they're huge plays, and I think Kamen made 2 of them, 2 PBUs, and then the last one, we got some pressure on the quarterback and ended up winning it.
Yeah, that was, and it's the game's on the line. They're down to the 18-yard line, 1st and 10. They spike it on first down, so basically three cracks to get into the end zone, and your guys found a way, good coverage, and made the plays. And then, as you said, the last one finally got a little bit more pressure and maybe forced him to throw it a little bit quicker than he wanted to, and it fell short. It was nerve-wracking for the fans, but obviously exciting and a great way to have it all conclude.
It was. We needed that win. Our kids battled so hard, after their first quarter, and coming back from, being down 17-0 just shows the kind of kids that we have, character, and they're going to fight, and they're going to battle, and they're going to scrap for 4 quarters and do whatever they can to win that ball game. But, it's a great job by our defense in that situation. A lot of things could have happened, with pass interferences or roughing the passer, or you never know. But they did a good job of getting hands on receivers, letting them go when they needed to. But the pressure was huge in that last play.
Well, and I thought it was neat after the game. The team went over by the student section, which was great and has been great all year. And sometimes you get big wins and it's on to the next game. You need to enjoy some of those, and that was a big one. Hadn't beaten Pitt State in Hayes since 1978. It was neat for the players to enjoy it with the student body.
Yeah, it was. And we got to give something back to them, and just to show our appreciation, for their support. Making all the noise that they were making, it was tremendous. But we still can't thank those fans enough, and that's something our players need to do. And that gets more people out. It's a team effort. It's just not the football team. It goes into the crowd as well, and the media and everything together. That's how this thing works. And it's working right now. We just need to continue doing what we're doing and make it a whole community effort, not just the football team.
Well, another big one coming up this Saturday. Washburn will come to town, and the Ichabods 5-1. We'll talk about it when we return to Tiger Talk, brought to you by Mocha's Coffee Bakery and Bistro and Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers. Back right after this.
Ready to discover something new? The next time you're in your car, tune your radio to 94.3 FM.
It's here.
It's Hayes' greatest hits.
Love it.
On 1400 KAYS and 94.3 FM.
94.3 FM, KAYS. Go ahead, check us out.
And that was more of the action from Saturday night, that final play to secure the 21-17 win. Welcome back to our final segment here on Tiger Talk. Again, brought to you by Mocha's Coffee, Bakery and Bistro and Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers on North Vine and Hayes, the taste that brings you back. Fort Hays State and Washburn Saturday, and that's a big game against Pitt State. It always is when you play them, but when you look at the big picture and how it's shaking out this season, this Saturday is probably a more important game. Washburn 5-1, you're 6-0. They're battling still for a league championship. Obviously, playoffs down the road. This is a huge game on Saturday.
It is a big game. You know, they're a very good football team. They won some games. The only game they've lost is to Northwest, who's, you know, 6-0 as well and number 1 in the country and a very good football team. And, you know, they took Northwest Missouri down to the wire. It was a very close football game there, too. So, I mean, we got our hands full, and they do some great things offensively, and I think you're going to see the same type of offense. They're going to try to take their shots deep, but they're going to control the clock, run the ball, and, you know, and try to take time off and have the time of possession on their side and try to keep our offense off the field. But, you know, their defense is good, too. They got, you know, great safeties, great linebackers. Their D-line's very athletic. Corners are very talented. So, you know, it's going to be a battle, and, you know, we got to come ready to play, and, you know, hopefully we start strong and finish even stronger.
Well, and this, I think, becomes a challenge. You're coming off an emotional win, great crowd. I mean, it was everything you'd want in college football. And now trying to put that behind you and get focused and do the things you need to do this week to prepare for it. And you look, your last 2 wins over Pitt State, you've come back and lost to Washburn. I mean, that's kind of been a problem, and you got to try to find a way to overcome it. But it's going to be a challenge this week.
Yeah, that's something we're really going to talk about. You know, last year, you know, we went and beat Pitt and went to Washburn, and we played absolutely terrible. And not taking anything away from them, they had a great game plan for us and did the things they needed to do last year to win. But, you know, same thing this year. You know, had a big win against Pitt, and it was emotional. It was exciting. It was a comeback win, and we found a way to win it. But it's time to put that one behind us, and it's one step at a time, and this is our next step. And you know, we got to do everything we can to get locked in and focused, and put more film, you know, time in the film room and scan reports, and, you know, really being solid in practice and doing the things they're asked to do, and hopefully we come out with another win.
Yeah, you mentioned getting off to a quick start. You've been outscored 28-7 in the first quarter of the last 2 games, and you'd really dominated the first quarter up to that point. It'd be nice to kind of get back to your old ways in that regard.
It is. It's time, and you know, it starts up front. You know, if you don't win at the line of scrimmage, you know, things don't happen, and teams are starting to do little different things to us than what we've seen in the past, and you know, we just got to find a way to get more solid on first down and make it a manageable third downs. And I think that's, excuse me, where we've kind of hurt ourselves is third downs, and then defensively maybe giving a big play here or there. So we just got to get back to our old ways and get after people and be ready to strap it on and, you know, hopefully get a W.
Well, hopefully we get another great crowd on Saturday. It's an afternoon game. It's a 2 o'clock kick. And Lewis Field is raucous again like it was Saturday night. It's certainly going to need it against the Washburn Ichabods in another big game coming up on Saturday. Coach, as always, we appreciate the time. Have a great week of practice. We'll see you at the stadium Saturday.
Thanks, Gerard.
That's head coach Chris Brown of the Fort Hays State Tigers as they get set to take on Washburn. Again, it's a 2 o'clock kick on Saturday afternoon. You can hear it on Tiger Radio Mix 103. Our coverage beginning at 1 with the Auto World pregame show. Again, a reminder, if you missed any portion of Tiger Talk, you can always catch it online at HaysPost.com. And don't forget about the video replay. It's on Eagle Cable's channel 14 and 614 on Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 11, 4, and 8 o'clock. Hope you can catch up with the video portion of the program. And again, thanks for Jordan for being behind the camera and getting that taken care of again this week. It's going to wrap up the program. Tiger Talk brought to you by the Hayes Med Orthopedic Institute, the Taco Shop, G&L Tire and Automotive, Golden Belt Bank of Hayes and Ellis, Adams, Brown, Barron and Ball, BTI, and Horizon Appliance and Electronics, and of course by Mocha's Coffee, Bakery and Bistro, 27th and Indian Trail, and Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers on North Vine, the taste that brings you back. For Coach Chris Brown, this is Gerard Walbrock. So long, everyone.